Spider-Man is finally home, swinging into cinemas with his first solo outing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's not a hug, I'm just grabbing the door for you. I'm not there yet. All right, kid. Good luck out there.
And it's not only a homecoming for the webhead, but a home run as well, with the movie finally topping Spider-Man 2 as the greatest iteration of the character put to film. Instead of singing its praises for 5 minutes, however, we're going to be recapping how the movie ended, as well as explaining the mid and post-credit scenes. But before we get into any of that, here's your friendly neighbourhood spoiler alert. Yes, if your spoiler sense is tingling, that's because we're going to be breaking down everything that happened at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as the post-credit stings and what they could mean for the future of the MCU. So it's time to leave if you don't want the whole movie ruined. With the Vulture's plans to steal the Avengers tech thwarted and the villain behind bars, Peter Parker earns the respect of his mentor Tony Stark, who offers Parker a permanent place with the Avengers at their HQ and a newly redesigned costume closely resembling the Iron Spider suit. But despite a press conference awaiting the Avengers' newest recruit, a nice little nod to that infamous scene in Civil War, Parker declined Stark's offer, deciding instead to return to New York to remain the friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man for a little while longer.
Oh, hey guys.
During the mid-credit sequence, we see Toomes in prison as he crosses paths with his former customer Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion, played by Michael Mando, who now bears a nasty facial scar after Spider-Man intervened during his arms deal on the Staten Island ferry. Gargan says he's heard a rumour that Toomes knows the true identity of Spider-Man, and that he has friends on the outside who would love to tear the superhero apart. But Toomes plays dumb, refusing to give up Peter's name.
Don't mess with me, because I will kill you.
Now, we don't know if this is because he's protecting Peter due to the fact he spared Toomes' life, or because he wants revenge all to himself. But what we do know is that this is the first steps in assembling the Sinister Six, the supervillain squad that Sony has been desperate to assemble for years. First appearing in 1964, the original lineup consisted of Dr. Octopus, Electro, Mysterio, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter, and the Vulture. But the roster has changed and grown throughout the years. Originally formed by Doc Ock in the comics, the MCU version could switch things up by having Adrian Toomes band together with the shady characters he's met through his criminal activities.
The world's changing, boys.
It's time we change too.
The next Spider-Man film is scheduled for the 5th of July 2019, mere months after the as yet untitled 4th Avengers film, which is reported to have major ramifications for the entire MCU. Seeing as Spider-Man will most likely be tied up aiding the Avengers in fighting Thanos, this could potentially allow criminals to run amok in a neglected New York City. Although he'll most likely become a fully fledged adversary in the sequel, the Scorpion is a relatively minor villain in the comic books, so perhaps we'll see him team up with another character from Spidey's Rogues Gallery. Booking Woodbine's iteration of the Shocker could be a possibility, but the Rhino would be better suited as the Scorpion's partner in crime. With repurposed Chitauri tech being the main crux of these villains' powers, it's not too much of a stretch to imagine Michael Chernus' the Tinkerer building exosuits for the Scorpion and the Rhino to help break his former boss out of prison, paving the way for the full lineup of the Sinister Six in the Spider-Man threequel.
Hot dog.
Finally, the end credits scene. No, it's not a tease of Thor Ragnarok or Infinity War, instead it's a display of expert trolling by Marvel, with Captain America reappearing for another public service announcement, this time about the virtues of patience. Seeing as we sat through 5 minutes of credits to watch it, we say, well played Marvel.
Turn down for what?
That's not the last we'll see of Cap, however, as director John Watts has confirmed more of these PSAs will be included on the Blu-ray extras for Spider-Man Homecoming. But what about Spidey? Well, he'll be popping up in Avengers Infinity War, where we'll hopefully get to see him don that iconic Iron Spider suit. But don't expect to see too much of him, however, as Kevin Feige has stated his screen time will be similar to his appearance in Civil War.
Hey everyone.
But we're sure that will lead to a much more significant role in Avengers 4, once those other heroes make way for him.
This does not mean you're an Avenger, in case you were wondering.
Oh.
So there you have it, the ending to Spider-Man Homecoming explained.
It's perfect, thank you.
What did you think of the film, and what do you want to see in the sequel? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.